the ABS unit on my 2001 R1150GS. This has ABS 2 on it. It's not the newer integral ABS 3, whatever BMW wants to call it. It's on the newer 1150s. Or maybe some of the 1150s. I really don't know. Basically, I couldn't find any information about this until I started looking for R1150GSs and bleeding their ABS systems because they're the same. So if you have a 1150GS and you do not have a reservoir, see, this has no reservoir. It just has 2 bleed screws. One there, one there. One of them is labeled HR, the other is VR. HR is the rear, VR is the front. Ask the Germans why. But there's no reservoir here. You don't need that fancy funnel that you see on the How to Bleed Your 1150GS brakes. You don't need it. Just keep the reservoirs topped off as you're bleeding. And I highly recommend getting a vacuum pump or a Mighty Vac or something like that. Got the vacuum pump with the reservoir all hooked up. And turn on the pump. Open the valve. There's some leftover fluid in there. Gotta keep an eye on that brake reservoir because it goes down fast. Hopefully it's all done now. Made a little bit of a mess when my reservoir got a little bit too full, but the vacuum pump really helps you get started. I did have to do a little bit of hand bleeding after I bled the calipers. Remember, I bled the ABS unit first. Once I did the hand bleeding, everything seems to be okay. One important thing when you're putting this tank back on, that's the throttle body cable. Well, putting the tank on, it's really easy to get the cable housing out of that ferrule. The bike won't start without the cable housing in the ferrule. That's what it's supposed to look like.